One of the most valuable but often overlooked strategies for getting more traffic on our websites is interlinking. But interlinking has so many benefits that actually go beyond a few extra page views every month. So in this video, we're gonna walk through actually adding links to one of our websites so I can show you the strategy that we use to get the most clicks. And we're gonna be able to later see the benefits, the actual outcomes that came as a result of the work that we did. So without any further ado, let's go. Let's go ahead and create some links for one of our websites. This is cookforfolks.com. And what the goal here is essentially to take the top blog posts on this website, the ones that get the most traffic. And I don't care where that traffic comes from, whether it's all organic, it's coming from social, it's direct, wherever it's coming from, we want those articles that are getting the most views. And then we want to link from those articles to other relevant articles to try to get more of the users, or more of the viewers of that page rather, to click through to a second page on the website. For every person that does that, we of course lower our bounce rate, but we effectively double the amount of traffic we get for that particular user. So the top 3 articles alone get about 20% of the traffic on the website right now. That's pretty awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna look at those 3 articles in no particular order, and we're gonna see what kind of interlinking we can do. So this is cookforfolks.com. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the Google Analytics. Under engagement and then pages and screens, this report here is pretty awesome. I use it all the time. And essentially what it's doing is it's ranking all the pages on the website in order of traffic for whatever time frame I'm looking at. I'm looking at the default, this is the last 28 days. I don't necessarily care what was ranking really well 6 months ago. I wanna know what's gonna have the most impact right now. I wanna make sure that I'm not including in this an article that just had like a huge spike, but right now doesn't get that much of the traffic on the website. So if you see a lot of volatility in a particular article, maybe that's not the one you wanna spend a lot of time in. I'm trying to get the most bang for my buck, or rather the most impact for the amount of time I'm gonna spend on these articles. So here, the top article on the website, so I'm skipping the home page, the top article on the website gets about 9% of the total traffic to the website. The next one gets about 7%, all in on the next one about 4. So the top 3 articles alone get about 20% of the traffic on the website right now. So one of those top 3 articles was this one, how many pounds of rice to feed 100. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scan through the blog post and look for opportunities to link to other content I have on my website. Now, if you did search analysis the way I'm teaching right now, hopefully you've saved in your search analysis which articles fit together the best, which ones should be clustered together, and that makes this process very easy. We didn't do that when we made this website, when we wrote this article a little while back, and because of that, I don't even have written down anywhere which articles are most similar or which ones fit the best. So I just need to go through the article, look at what the main points that are made are, and then I'm gonna have to just kind of peruse my website and try to find other articles that are a good fit. Okay, so as I scroll through this article, I noticed maybe a couple of opportunities. Here, we mentioned rice recipes. If we have any recipes on our own website that use rice, that would be great. If we don't, maybe we would want to consider adding some. This is, about how much rice you need for 100 people. And then there's obviously, we have this nice table here that breaks it down for 5, 10, 15, 25, 50, or 100 people. And so the user intent when somebody comes to this article is they're looking for how much rice to make for this group of people. And that's the operative term there, is a group of people. And so the thought process here is that someone's needing to make a fair amount of rice for probably several people. And so what could we do? We could give them a recipe to something that's really easy to make that has rice in it for that large of a group of people. We could also just talk about other things relative to rice. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple of things. First, I'm gonna do a search on the website, and I'm just gonna use the word rice and see what other articles we have that are about rice. All right, is rice safe to eat if left out overnight? That's gonna be a good one. How much sushi rice per person? Maybe. All right, we're kind of stretching thin there. I'm gonna go ahead and look at our recipes real quick too. All right, I found a recipe here. This is one, I happen to know this one goes with rice really, really, really well, and that it's easy to make for a group. So this is one I could potentially link to as well. So I at least have 2 specific articles I could link to. So the next thing I need to do is figure out where within the article today that we have is the best place to link to these other articles. You could easily argue that people are gonna read the first part of the article the most, and so that's probably where we want all of our links. But that's not necessarily the case. People are often going to scroll through and find the section of the article that's most like on point for them, for whatever their question is. And so putting our links in the place within the article that is most relevant to the article we're linking to is going to make more sense than trying to somehow cram a bunch of these at the very beginning. Now, if they fit early on, or if we can have some sort of summary early on in the article, then it can be good to go ahead and put more of our links up there, because it is true that for the most part, a higher percentage of your readers are going to at least scroll past or read through the beginning of the article. So ideally we would have them earlier on, but we want them where they fit from a topical relevance standpoint. All right, so we created a link here. What I did is I found a place in this article where it's talking about the rice calculator, and then here it says rice can be served in a lot of different ways. And you know, if you're serving rice, like a flavored rice on the side, half a cup per person of cooked rice is about right. But if you're serving rice as kind of part of the main entree, maybe as a bed for steamed vegetables, then you might actually double that. So I said, if you're preparing rice for sushi rolls, you'll need a lot less per person. So I added some text, not just a link, I added some text. That's why I wrote another whole article for sushi rice. To figure out how much sushi rice you'll need per person, you can, and then the link itself, the anchor text is, read my article about sushi rice by clicking here. I included sushi rice in the anchor text. That can help from an SEO standpoint, but also I want to make the link itself noticeable. I don't necessarily just want one-word links. And there are two things that I'm doing here with this link that are really important for getting people to want to actually click on it if it's relevant for them. The first thing I'm doing is I'm making it clear to them where they're going. When we have links like these up here, these were written by one of our writers, and they say there are 3 types of rice: long grain, small grain, and medium grain. And each one of those is a link. I have no idea where that link is going to take me. Is it going to take me to an article that explains what long grain rice is? Actually, no. It's going to take me to Amazon where I can buy a bag of long grain rice. That's actually not that helpful of a link, and so the number of clicks that we're going to get are going to be pretty low. Here, I said, that's why I wrote another whole article for sushi rice. So now it's pretty clear that this link that I'm talking about, and here within the link itself, I said it again, read my article. So it's really clear that this is another article written by this author. And then I say what it's about. It's about sushi rice. Now, within the anchor text, I say it's about sushi rice, but right before it, I did the second thing. And that is I sold the link. I explained to them that if you're looking for how much sushi rice to make, you're gonna need this other article completely, because this article that you're reading right now isn't actually going to answer the question very well. Sometimes we can sell the link really strongly in a way that it's going to be relevant for all people reading the article. In this case, this is only going to be relevant to a percentage of the people reading this article. So I sold the link in an appropriate manner so that those who are looking for quantities about sushi rice will definitely want to click on this link. Whenever I'm linking to another page on my website, I typically like to not have it open in a new tab. That way essentially because I'm not staying on the same page, people are clicking through. In either case, we're gonna get the page view for it, but in this case, by leaving that page and going to another page on the website reduces the bounce rate. It's really not that big of a thing, but if somebody's gonna click on the link and go to the other page on the website, it's easy enough for them to click the back button if they want to come back to the original post. So now we go from this article that had no internal links to any other content on the website. Now it has 3 good internal links that are highly relevant, that should apply to a pretty decent percentage of the people that are reading this article, and that do a pretty good job of selling the link and make sure to let them know what kind of content I'm linking them out to. All right, 1 article down, 2 more to go. Okay, links added to 3 articles. All in all, that took me about an hour to complete all of that work for all 3 of those articles. Hopefully we're gonna see some really good benefits. So that's what we're gonna do now, is wait to see the benefits. And so in our next video, when it's ready, I will link to it right here. You'll be able to see it. We're gonna walk through the results and show you what worked really well, and if it happens, what things didn't work quite so well, so that you can make sure to apply the best form of this strategy for your website. So join me in that video to see what happened.